So while all the North America coaster heads are focused on Top Thrill 2, and I mean, who could blame them? It's the spiritual successor to the former tallest coaster in the world, Top Thrill Dragster. Across the pond in Germany, a roller coaster just opened up that is begging for attention. So I'd like to introduce you to the seven-time inverting, well-paced, and well-themed masterpiece known as Voltron at Europa Park. My name is Avery, and this is United Coasters. 3 hours south of Luxembourg stands Europa Park, home to notable coasters like the B&M Hyper Silver Star and the GCI named Woden. This park is massive with 20 well-themed areas, but I'm putting all of that aside to look at the Croatia area. It's there that this first-of-a-kind multi-launch mock ride striker coaster stands. Voltron reaches a top speed of 55 miles per hour and pulls off a litany of unique elements at a track length of 4,544 feet, making it the longest coaster in all of Europe. It also holds a new world record and the steepest launch at 105 degrees. If it's kinda hard to understand what I just said, I'll explain what that means later, but I have to talk about theming first. Voltron's theme is all about Nikola Tesla and electricity. So much so that Europa Park has built two 1/2 scale model Tesla coils and a pre-show building that pays homage to Nikola's lab and workshop. This queue line in pre-show is something straight out of Universal and Disney World. Even the outside queue has spinning generators and a sort of water generator that you can walk through. Going inside just amplifies that experience with all sorts of visual effects, sounds, and a full-size animatronic of Nikola Tesla himself. You also get a view of the coaster from inside the line above you on the wall, and the striker train itself is a work of art. Voltron has 7 trains holding 16 passengers each and 4 across seating where the outside seats hang off the track. Voltron can run upwards of 6 trains at a time, meaning capacity is a non-issue. The same goes for comfort and freedom because the only restraint is a lap bar. I'm about to start talking about the ride itself, but remember that all my opinions are based on the POVs. I haven't got the luxury to go to Germany to ride this yet. After strapping in and departing the station, you're taken into a dark show section of the ride. Voltron's general story is essentially you being a bolt of electricity traveling from one Tesla tower to the other. So the way they show that in the first dark section is having the ride be surrounded by lights and sounds while electricity pulses all around you. Then something I've never seen before happens. The entire train bounces up and down while being charged. It's then that the coaster doors open and you're launched out and up going 90 degrees vertical, only to then flip up on your back before twisting out, making it the world record 105 degree launch. Essentially, this is like the start of a Mauer ride Skyloop, like X Coaster at Magic Springs, but with an LSM vertical launch instead of a chain lift. Right after completing that hang time inducing inversion, you immediately go into a corkscrew, bringing you down into an airtime hill that looks to give out a nice pop of ejector airtime. After, you complete 2 sets of implements, allowing you to catch your breath before hitting the second of 4 LSM sections. That pushes you into another hang time moment with a 0G stall. After twisting out and down, you pop into another forceful airtime hill that's combined with a head chopper moment. Next, you start rising in sort of an S-spin motion, straightening out into a dive loop that leads into a set of brakes. It's here where riders can actually catch their breaths, as Voltron enters into another kind of dark show with lights and music. After coming to a complete stop, your train starts moving on a turntable to a new piece of track facing you back the way you came. You then undergo a reverse launch into a junior scorpion tail, falling forward to hit your 4th and final launch, leading you into a breathtaking top hat. And that top hat banks hard left, giving off lateral forces, sending you down into a floater airtime hill. That's followed by an off-axis airtime hill, and finally a speed hill that acts as a double up before hitting a set of block brakes. It's there where you dip down, undergoing the last 2 of 7 total inversions, a set of corkscrews before popping up into the final brakes. What really makes Voltron different from most roller coasters is the vast attention to detail. Nowhere is that more present than at night, where the entire ride is lit up in mesmerizing colors. From the queue line to the pre-show to the turntable, this coaster is just illuminated. Even the trains themselves have running lights on them. And if I ever got a chance to ride this, I'd have to go twice just to get that experience at night. Voltron is a true marvel of its time, and mock rides really hit it out of the park with this coaster. I know that Voltron probably won't get that much attention here in the States, but whenever a coaster like this is created, it raises the eyebrows of coaster enthusiasts everywhere, including myself. Not only that, but it also creates big incentives for parks here to take notice of what's to come. Take for instance the new for 2024 Flash Vertical Velocity coaster coming to Six Flags Great Adventure. That's a cloned Vekoma Super Boomerang from Phantom Wild Wonderland in Tangshan, China that came out just last year. Now, I'm not saying a clone of Voltron will show up in the US anytime soon. What I'm trying to say is that coaster spotlights like this will garner a greater chance for more unique coasters to start popping up more. And also, Voltron is just amazing, so how could I not talk about this? If you're interested in me doing more of these coaster breakdowns, let me know in the comments which coaster you want me to do it for. If you stayed this long, consider giving this video a like, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. It really helps. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for watching, and remember to stay united.